What if I told you that one of the most overlooked departments in a business is secretly its most powerful competitive weapon? Seriously. Today, we're going to pull the purchasing function out of the back office and right into the spotlight. So let's dive in. Okay, first things first, we've got to bust a major myth. It's this whole idea that buying things for a company is, well, just buying stuff. As you're about to see, that old way of thinking could be costing you big time. So when you hear the word purchasing, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably paperwork, right? You're thinking of something kind of simple, maybe a little, well, administrative. Exactly. The traditional view is that purchasing is just a clerical job. Filling out forms, chasing invoices, basically just a line item in the costs column. But that narrow view misses the huge strategic potential that's hiding in plain sight. So let's use a much better word: procurement. See, this isn't just about the simple act of buying. Procurement is the entire strategic game plan. It's about finding the right suppliers, negotiating the best possible terms, and then managing those relationships to make sure everything your organization needs to win is flowing smoothly. It's a total change in perspective. So why is this shift from purchasing to procurement such a big deal? Well, because its impact on your bottom line is, frankly, massive. Let's actually look at the numbers. For your average manufacturer, check this out. Over half, more than 50% of every single dollar they make goes right back out the door through procurement. That's often more than payroll, taxes, and everything else combined. When one single function controls that much cash, it becomes an absolutely giant lever for profit. And this is where it gets really interesting. This is what we call the profit leverage effect. Just look at this example. Let's say you boost sales by 5%. That's great. You get a nice, respectable 5% bump in profit. But now, look what happens if your procurement team negotiates just a tiny 5% cut in material costs. Your profit doesn't go up by 5%. It skyrockets by 30%. That is some serious leverage. And this right here is why. It's such a simple but powerful idea. Unlike a dollar from sales, which has all sorts of costs attached to it, every single dollar you save through smarter procurement flows directly to your bottom line as pure, unadulterated profit. Okay, so how do we actually unlock this incredible profit leveraging power? Well, it all starts with completely rethinking what the word cost even means. It's not just about the number on the invoice. The old school way was to fixate on the sticker price, but honestly, that's a trap. The modern strategic way is to look at the total cost. You have to understand that the upfront price is just one little piece of a much, much bigger financial puzzle. And that puzzle has a name: total cost of ownership, or TCO. This covers everything, not just what you pay to get it, but all the costs of owning it, running it, maintaining it, and eventually getting rid of it. It is the full financial story. This chart just makes it so clear, doesn't it? That initial price you paid, the acquisition cost, that might only be 15% of the story. The real money, the huge chunk, is in the ownership costs. We're talking maintenance, energy, training, and the big one, the cost of downtime if that cheap part fails. Then you've got post-ownership costs like disposal. You see, focusing only on that little 15% sliver is a recipe for disaster. So once you're armed with this TCO mindset, your procurement team can start making truly strategic calls that lead to some massive wins for the whole company. Let's talk about two of the biggest ones. First, you've got the classic make versus buy decision. Do we produce this part ourselves or do we outsource it? Making it in-house gives you total control over quality and keeps your design secret. But buying it from a specialist supplier could tap into their expertise and save a ton of money through their economies of scale. There's no one right answer. It's a massive strategic choice every time. The second huge decision is how you structure the team itself. Do you centralize all your purchasing to combine your orders and get massive volume discounts, or do you decentralize it, letting local teams move faster and respond to their own unique needs? While there are pros and cons to each, a lot of the best companies actually use a hybrid model. They centralize the big stuff, but let the local teams handle the rest. So when you get all of this right, the mindset, the TCO analysis, the big strategic choices, procurement stops being a simple cost center and it transforms into a powerful, razor-sharp competitive edge. And a huge piece of that edge comes from changing how you see your suppliers. The old way was just adversarial, a win-lose battle to squeeze every last penny out of them. But today, the smartest companies are building real collaborative alliances. They're working with their key suppliers as partners to innovate, improve quality, and drive down that total cost for everybody. It's a win-win. All right, so let's just quickly recap our whole journey. We've seen that procurement is absolutely a strategic function, not just a clerical task. We've learned about the incredible profit leverage effect, where small savings create huge profits. We now know that the only cost that matters is the total cost of ownership. And we've seen that smart choices and true supplier partnerships are what build an unbeatable competitive edge. And that really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. When you look at your own organization, is your procurement function just another cost center, or is it the powerful competitive advantage you've been searching for? Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.